Hello and welcome to the Glowforge talk show, where we talk about all things Glowforge. It's been a while. We've all been busy because we all have lives. In my particular case, we've been doing a bunch of remodeling. We had a small medical emergency and a bunch of other little ridiculous things. But in, I think, Rebecca's case, she's like moving soon, I think.
Yes.
And Ben, I don't know. I guess everything is normal in your neck of the woods.
It's normal, but as always, it's really busy. So just spending some time with the family over the summer. So busy.
Is your vacation over, or is everybody going back to their own thing, or?
It's never over with 4 kids. It's always more stuff to do. Yeah.
It's perpetual.
Perpetual busyness.
Okay, so basically, I guess the latest thing is going to be about the latest update that Dan did about a week ago. Basically updating everybody, talking about the betas. Apparently there's a couple coming out of the factory and the Maker Faire that's coming out, which is basically Seattle and New York. And also...
I just have to say I'm really excited about the New York Maker Faire coming up. So just wanted to shout out that I'm going. Hope everyone else is too.
The Maker Faire in New York?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about that later, but yes, I'm definitely going. I don't think Rebecca's going.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it. I don't even know where I'm living in 10 days.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah, I'm like, don't send my Glowforge yet. I need till December. And right now people are like, bye.
She requested pictures up in person.
I think you're the only one who's saying, don't send it to me now.
Yeah.
I know.
I sent it yesterday.
No. This is recording, right?
Yes, it's recording.
Darn. Okay.
So basically, as far as we're concerned, December is still the go date. Everything's on schedule with possible delays. I guess it's just like a flight. When you check, it shows the percentage of how much of it's going to be on time and how much is going to be delayed. So I guess it's on time with a 50% chance of delay.
Yeah.
Seems a little high, but...
Well, it's 50-50, right? We don't know. It's
Okay.
Russian roulette. Should play blackjack.
No, Russian roulette is 1 out of 6, right?
Yeah.
Or 1 out of 5. I don't know enough about firearms, sorry.
1% chance? I think it's higher than the 1% chance. That's why I said 50. It's broad. Could be. I could be right. I could be wrong. I like those odds. And then going back, apparently the factory is churning out beta units like mad. I'm ad-libbing there, not like mad, but apparently there are beta units being manufactured and shipped to customers, which I don't know. I guess I shouldn't read into that.
We haven't seen that many. We haven't seen that many on the site. I think there are 4 public ones at this point
that we know of.
That we know of. So
yeah.
So there might be a bunch of private betas that we're unaware of.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the case.
Yeah, in the very beginning, he did say, or not he, but Glowforge did say they were going to give it to maker spaces and education. So I guess schools and hacker spaces and whatnot. But I guess those are private, and we don't know about them. But right now, we know about 4, which are technically 3 units, because I think 2 people are using the same unit. It's all muddy. I'm not 100% sure. And then they're working on, let's see, simplifying the assembly process and working on QA steps and making sure everything is safe and reliable. And then there's an example of one of the panels that they're working on the back. And then let's see here. That's pretty much, I guess, it. I mean, and also the $45 million in sales. That's pretty.
Yeah, that one I was a little surprised by that one, but
by the amount, number.
I guess a lot. Yeah, the amount. I guess. I don't know. I figured some people must have canceled after the first delay, but I guess not that many. And I guess they got some other sales afterwards, after the initial campaign. So.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that I had that 100 off coupon, which I've posted a couple times, and I got a hit on one. Like 2 weeks
did you
ago.
really?
Yeah, it was
Good for
very
you.
random. I got an email, you got $100 off. So I guess people are buying them. So that's pretty good. And that's an interesting point. So in that same post about the 45 million, it goes to full MSRP September 20th or something like that. 4,000 and something like that. 3,000 and 6,000.
Yeah, the price going up.
Yeah.
It's coming up soon.
So that's
was there a specific date?
I believe so. I don't know off the top of my head. I guess I could look up all ninja-like. But I'm pretty sure it's September 20th or something to that nature. I'm sure somebody will correct me. But otherwise, yeah. Basically, everything is on schedule. With a little asterisk with possible delays. Beta units are flying out the doors to customers, which I don't know exactly what that means. The power supply issues apparently been licked, and now they're working on medial issues, which that's good to hear. I'd like to see more videos of the machine doing stuff, more complicated things, not just engraving and stuff like that. I really want them to really pimp out that 3D that's in the title. You have no idea how many times I got well, so what do you mean by 3D laser cutter? So I have 3D printers. I have a CNC machine that could do 3D forms. How do you do that with a laser? And it's like, well, this is how it should work. And then they ask, oh, do you have an example of that? No, actually, I don't. So you need to work on that. You need to see some of that
show
stuff.
You one online.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's tons of epilogues and the Troy-Tex doing it. I'm talking about the Glowforge itself because of course. Yeah, because it says 3D laser cutter, engraver. Printer. Yes. And that's my OCD-ness goes a little berserk on that. But hey, I get it. And then Maker Faire. So they're doing Seattle, I think September 17th.
September 17th in Seattle, I think.
And then Maker Faire in New York.
October 1st and 2nd.
What was that?
October 1st and 2nd in New York?
Yeah, in New York, which I'm definitely absolutely going. Tickets have been purchased. Flights have been made. Definitely going. That's going to be awesome. I think I did a post sometime the beginning of this year about I was trying to feel out who was going to go, and I'm trying to figure out what place to go to. Me and my wife are a big fan of Triple D, which is Guy Fieri, his show. So we've been doing a couple of his restaurants in New York. I know this is unrelated, but I'm going to bring it back in a second. So I was thinking about finding one of his restaurants that's on his show, and then we could do a thing there. So I'm trying to orchestrate that, and I'll revive that.
Yeah, well, count me in.
What was that, Ben?
Yeah, I just said count me in.
Oh, yes.
Whatever you've got.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Maybe you folks should do a little webcasting for those of us on the West Coast who aren't going.
It
takes a phone, a smartphone.
I guess. I know there's no real excuse because technology enables this stuff.
You know, I just want to remind you that I did a Glowforge show on the road, on the way to a Maker Faire in some small town. Kettleman or something.
That I don't have a problem with that, but doing it live on the spot, I don't know. We'll see. It depends how many, I guess, beers I've had at that point. We'll reassess that at a later date.
Yeah. The more beers, the more likely.
No, wow. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, family show, no beer.
But yes, definitely I want to do a big, not big, but something cool where you get to put faces to handles. You can't even say names, just handles on the forum. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. And then meet the Glowforge folks in person and ask them questions and see the Glowforge in action. A lot of people say it's bigger in real life, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, in San Mateo, I just can't tell you how nice all the Glow folks were. They were just awesome. And they were very patient with me because I had simple questions about their wonderfully complicated machinery, which is supposed to work beautifully and simply and cleanly for somebody with my knowledge level. So I was very impressed.
No, that's good. I mean, I'm not trying to say that my better half is not capable, but I do all the complicated CAD CAM stuff for the CNC and 3D printer. She just wants to draw something and press a button. That's all she cares about. And as long as it does that, that's great.
And it is a mighty fine, beautiful button, by the way.
That blinks.
It does. And you know what? That's good for me. I like a blinking button.
Yes.
Just not in the middle of the night when it's really bright in the corner of a room. Then I do not.
And then you'll put tape on it.
That's right. Duct tape fixes most.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to see it live in person doing stuff. I mean, I've seen the trace feature a bunch of times, and I've seen them, you know, cut out little, you know, trinkets and stuff. But I'm looking forward for more complicated things, like not something that a traditional like K4D can do, something more than that. So I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely looking forward to it. And that should be pretty interesting. And then I guess we'll get to see the proof grade stuff in person with that matte finish on top of it. And I guess how it, I'm assuming it's a, oh, we did talk about this on the last show when we had Dan, is there's a invisible QR code in the top. I like to see that in action. Like when you put a material in, how fast does it register that? And does it actually show that on the screen? And can you actually tweak that? Like, you know, I actually purposely want a burn edge or not a burn edge. It's these little tiny little things that me personally, I'm curious about, that I will absolutely ask questions. Maybe too many questions. I don't know. We shall see. But I will report.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know there's a time delay. I'm jumping in.
Oh, it's okay. Just go for it. Go for it. But yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing it in person and then ask those questions that, you know, we'll see if I get answers to. You know, I can't wait. Can't wait. Plus, I love going to New York for the Maker Faire. If you haven't gone to Maker Faire in New York and you live anywhere in that area, you absolutely need to go. There's no excuse or reason. Just go. It's fun.
Go.
Yeah, my kids are super, super excited about going. We're bringing my two older ones, so the 12-year-old and the 9-year-old, and they just can't wait.
Check out the Dremel booth. It's pretty freaking awesome. Dremel. Radio Shack used to do, rest in peace, Radio Shack. They used to do a pretty big venue out there too. Dremel. See, there's this thing called Circuit Scribe, which Kara has an insert for the Curio and the Cameo. They're paper cutters, and it's basically conductive ink, basically, and a pen. And you could literally draw out circuits. So what I did is I took Eagle's like a circuit board CAD program, drew out a very basic circuit with an Arduino Atmel 328P, where you literally slot it in, and I drew out everything else, and she literally used conductive paint to put the resistors in, and you can make a fancy schmancy like gift card that does something when you open it. So imagine something like that tag team with the Glowforge, where you can cut around all that stuff, and you know, it's just awesome. But anyway, Circuit Scribe is out there. There's tons of 3D printers. I'm not going to name names, like every freaking brand of 3D printer you can possibly imagine. I'm sure there's going to be other laser cutters out there. Epilogue, Troy Tech, and then what was the other one that was that Dan mentioned a while ago? Full Spectrum. They have like I don't want to say Glowforge clone, but it's Glowforge-esque minus the cloud function. It has cameras and whatnot. That should be interesting. And then See You, See Me. They do CNC stuff. It's for somebody like me that's all into that stuff.
I went about.
Good.
Yeah, I went about 8 years ago, and at that time it was all CNC machines.
Yeah, it goes into phases. So it was like when the MakerBot Cupcake came out, which was the wooden 3D printer, that was like it. It was 3D printers as far as the eye can see. And then it was laser cutters, and then CNCs, so that's around the Shipoko time. And then now it's like every type of microcontroller thing that you could possibly imagine. So Intel does stuff. It's basically just go. It's awesome. Just go. It's
well, automatic pancake maker. I think they had 3 or 4 booths.
You could do like
San
asteroids
Mateo.
and any type of game sprite you could possibly imagine. You could make pancakes out of. That's awesome.
Well, see if Wool Buddies is there. I didn't check. I think Wool Buddies is LA based, but if you're bringing kids, it might be pretty awesome.
Yes.
Wool Buddies.
Yes. It's gonna be fun. It's definitely worth the time. I just hope the weather is okay. Not last year, but the year before that, it was like wicked cold. That's my only thing.
I'm from Canada. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was going to say I'm from Canada. I say hella cold. But a wicked cold.
Well, I mean, I'm in the Virginia area. It does get cold here too, but
Yes.
still, I don't want to be outside in that. Oh, that's another thing. The majority of the event's outside.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and that's a question too. I don't know where the Glowforge booth would be because they do have an inside area, but the majority of it is outside. So that's going to be interesting. Although they've done external or outside maker fairs, and I was going to make a comment about how does the camera work in that scenario, but I think they've already done that. So I think it's proven to work. But nonetheless, can't wait.
Well, I think even if it's outside, I think they have big tents for some of the.
Yeah, but you can't control where the sun beams in because it moves.
That's true.
Yeah. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here.
And then we're going to have our little shindig out there to be determined. I'll update that post in question. And that's kind of the gist of it. I mean, we've seen a couple beta posts. One was that interesting, what was it, the miniature bench that we saw? That was kind of neat.
Yes.
And then they also showed the 40s, 50 signs Hello World, which that's an interesting insight too, because apparently there is a Hello World, I guess, part in the manual where they show you how to do that. So apparently they're testing this. They haven't directly said this, of course. I'm just gathering that from what we've seen. So apparently there's a Hello Worldness, which that's pretty common. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I think there were somebody requested seeing a manual before shipment. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes.
Wouldn't mind reading that.
I really hope there's little short videos that show how to do certain things, like maybe 30-second videos that just say, if you want to do this, go click, 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 and then
yeah,
move on.
I agree. And I know there's going to be some grumblings about this because I'm going to mention a brand, but Apple. So if you have an Apple device and you go into, let's say, system preferences and you go to the mouse, it actually shows you examples of what to do on the mouse. That'd be pretty cool if they do this little thing where this is a step-by-step and then they have animated GIFs next to each thing. So it shows you, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do next. And that'd be great because that means anybody could be a laser expert in an afternoon. And one of the things that Dan did say was like, when this thing arrives, there's no twiddling or adjustments or calibration. You should be able to like take it out of the box, plug it in, give it an exhaust, or put the internal or external or the filter system that sits underneath it and be cutting something. So
we should time it. Somebody who doesn't know much about these types of products versus somebody who has several different types of products that can cut, drill, whatever, build.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like maybe I'll just plug it in and be like, wow, it works. And you're going to be like, hey, wait a minute. Where's the internal combustion system? It doesn't have one of those, does it? I'm just kidding. Okay.
Well, I will do that though when it arrives. I will take a picture of it and like with my watch there of it sitting on my porch and the time it takes me to take it up a flight of stairs, put it where it's going to be, plug in the exhaust, which that's already vented out, give it power, do the whole sitting up on the Wi-Fi thing. And I have tons of, well, DXFs, which that's a sore subject for me, but I can easily convert them to SVGs and then see if I get something. Like how fast from UPS FedEx lugging 70 plus pounds up a flight of stairs.
I thought it was 55.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is.
Depends if you have the filter.
Yes.
Right. Well, when you tell people, you say it was 150 pounds I carried upstairs.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely want a time from arrival to cutting something, right? I mean, like with a 3D printer, you can get an expensive 3D printer that's awesome, plug it all in, put filament in it, and then like yeah, I'm going to print something, and all you get is a spaghetti monster, right? It takes fiddling. It's not,
Right.
not for the faint of heart.
Well, I will say I'm one of the people who crowdfunded the Tico 3D printer because I thought $175, I'll try 3D printing. And I think what just happened with their campaign is they sent out 100 models to people and then started finding all kinds of problems. And so then they sent out another 100, and they're still fiddling with stuff and tweaking them and going back to the drawing board on things here and there. So that's interesting. And when I was reading the post the other day that they sent out to everybody, I just thought, this isn't going to be what Glowforge is like.
I hope not.
Well, Tico is more of a student project, and I think they're doing it out of some university, and the whole thing's a learning curve. We have kind of like a band of experts.
Yeah, but my main concern is we're under 90 days. I think we're 85 days, and just like what we said at the top of the show, as far as we know, there's only 4 beta units out there. I'm hoping that there's a fleet of beta units out there, and they're already ironing stuff out, because I really don't want to have to deal with, oh yeah, and then it just sits there for 2 weeks because if something's wrong. I mean, I know they're working hard to prevent that, but it would have been nice to know that, oh yes, we have 45 units out there churning away doing this, but instead it's like, well, they're out there and they've signed NDAs, so some of these people, in this case 4, can talk about it, but the other X units you can't know about. But yeah, they're out there, That's why
I'm ready to make a bet. I'm ready to make a bet with you. I will bet you some craft. It will have to be some craft. I won't bet you money. That my Glowforge will be wherever I'm living in December.
I have no doubt that it'll actually ship in December.
And it will work properly. I'm keeping the faith. I'm going to be a Glowforge cheerleader. And keep the faith. But come on, bet me.
Okay, so before I go ahead and say yes, I've worked in manufacturing stuff in a past life where we had to take something that was a concept to actually manufacture and deployment. And it's a pain in the ass, I assure you.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah,
but we had a lot of we call them DVs, pre-production units floating about. We had a lot of them. So my only, I guess, concern is that we only know 4 units. Whatever. I guess it's not really important. If they're that confident that it's going to be perfect and it's going to work out of the box, then great. But I'm concerned. But yes, go ahead. I'll bet you. Fine.
Okay, we're going to bet something. I don't know what we're going to bet. I'm going to have to make you one of my little felty things. So you're going to have to choose an animal or a thing or whatever you want me to make you out of felt. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because right now that's my craft, and I don't have a Glowforge, so I can't Glowforge you anything.
Yes, we don't have Glowforges. Hopefully that'll.
So you're going to have to figure out what you're going to make for me if I am incorrect on this.
Whatever you want.
Now, the neat thing is that if Rebecca is correct, you will have your Glowforge to make the prize for her.
That's right. I want a Glowforge prize from you if I'm correct.
Okay.
And I want some type of lighting in it. I want you to put something in it that makes it light, and maybe sing a little song, because I'm going to dance to that little song because I was right.
Wow. That's
Am I setting myself up for failure? Nope, I'm going to stand strong.
I'm sorry, what was that, Rebecca?
I said, am I setting myself up for failure? And then I said, no, I'm going to stand strong. I'm going to keep the faith, hardcore faith here.
Okay. Just think about what thing you want, I guess, made. We'll see.
Well, it has to be made with a Glowforge, and it has to have light somehow, and maybe music.
Okay.
All right. What'd you say, Ben?
I said I'm rooting for Rebecca because I'm a consummate optimist as well. I think that she's right.
So do you want to join in on something too?
No, I'll let you guys do the bet.
All right.
I'm okay with that.
But
if you win, I'll have a Glowforge. So
that's
I'll
right.
have my prize.
If I win, we all have a Glowforge.
Yeah, I was about to say, hopefully we all win and we all have Glowforges.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the gist of it. I mean, that's everything. So one interesting thing that I could place at the end of this video is Dan has provided us a demo video of a trace and resize function, which I'll insert after this video. So just stay tuned and
Cool.
you'll be able to watch that. It's pretty interesting. It's cool. I mean, some of it's stuff we've seen, but some of it's stuff we haven't seen, and it's very interesting to watch. And thank you, Dan, for providing that.
Yes, thank you. And maybe when you post this video on the Glowforge forum, maybe people can comment about Dan's video and get some opinions.
Yes, I will. It'll be at the end of this video, and then after some time, I'll post that video just by itself. So it'll make it easy for people to just comment on that. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty interesting, and it's a good watch.
Hello, Glowforge friends. I'm here to show you about some trace stuff that you asked to see in the forums. I've got here a regular sheet of printer paper, a Sharpie, and some sort of strange scrape on my knuckle. And I'm going to draw something fantastic and shocking, and actually it's just a smiley face because I have no artistic talent to speak of. Because I want this to go quickly for our demo, I'm not going to be engraving this. So I'm going to draw thick shapes, and then I'm going to have it cut them out like a mask. This is quite small, but since one of the things that I was asked to show is resizing, we will fix that shortly. So there's our picture, and let's get it all capped up and loaded into the Glowforge. I'm going to open the lid up and just drop it plunk right in the bed. And you can see that camera is going to go by. It's right there in the lid, just to the left of the logo. And as soon as I close the lid, the camera activates and grabs an image. So let's go and see there's a trace button in the interface. All the past designs that you can see that I've traced or uploaded were there too. So it's taking a picture, and in just a second, it's going to pull the image, boom, right there. Yep, look, same thing, yeah. So you can see the smiles there. Now, there's just a few steps I do to trace this. It's pretty simple. First, I'm going to draw a box around it and say, this is the part I care about. There we go. And then I'm going to click on the areas I want to cut. Now, anything that's black by default will be engraved. But if I click on it, then it's going to put a cut line around the outside. So you can see I'm putting cut lines around each of the eyes, and then I'm going to cut out the disembodied head itself. So those pink lines are vectors that can be used for cutting or for scoring, which is like a very lightweight pass with the laser. And the black can be engraved, although I will actually turn that off. Plop that in place, and we're going to close the lid. The instant the lid closes, the camera fires up again and sends a picture over. So we'll see, boom, there we are. Now, someone wanted to see this resize, so I'm going to drag into position. Then I'm going to grab the corner and make it huge. There we go. Now, there's a few more things you can do with the trace. You can decide what you'd like to do with anything that is black. You can set it to ignore, which is what I'm going to do because I didn't want it engraved. You can go into all those vectors, and you can, if you wanted to, because I know, just engrave all that filled in area as well. You can choose whether you want it light or dark. You could have it score. That's a light laser pass around the outlines. You can change the depth. And again, for testing purposes, I told it this is proof grade material, so it's giving me the settings for a piece of proof grade material, when in fact it is a piece of plywood that will eventually be papered and laminated and all that to become proof grade, but right now is just a piece of plywood. So I hit print, and it told me it's going to be 1 minute and 50 seconds, and it gave me an enticing button to push. Yeah, there we go. So, okay, hit the button, laser springs to life, and you can see it is cutting the pattern right there. Now, if you watch, something people had asked about before is they'd seen a candle flame in earlier prints, which came from the combustion at the area where the laser hit. You'll notice in this case that's not happening, and that's because this is equipped with the air assist fan. You'll notice instead that debris and exhaust is moving very, very quickly away from the point where the laser is striking the material. That makes for cleaner, faster cuts. Now, something else you're seeing here is that the preview on screen is actually giving an accurate time clock, and it's showing exactly which part is being cut. So the screen is showing you a real-time view of what the laser is doing. Not from a video, but because the cut path is actually sent to the screen as well as to the Glowforge, and then they both start at the same time. Yeah, all those little bumps, yep, they were there in the original. So we're going to cut out some freaky looking eyes. I'm not going to say this came out looking good, because it actually came out looking pretty scary. But that's only because I don't have much in the way of artistic skill, as I may have mentioned earlier. So we're cutting out the nose here. Now with proof grade material, you'd have a paper coating over the plywood, so that discoloration that you see would peel right off when you're done. But again, although this would have been proof grade plywood had it not met its untimely demise in a demonic smiley face, this does not have any paper coating on it. This is pre-coated, so you're getting that discoloration. For some projects, it's actually nice if you want kind of an antique look, and you can just pull off the paper beforehand, if that's what you'd like. The paper is also nice because if you want to do a trace directly onto the material, as we've shown in other demos, you can do that too. So there we go. There's the terrifying smiley face. But wait, we're not done yet. Somebody wanted to see multiple prints of the same thing. So of course I could print the same thing again, but what fun is that? We're going to print it smaller. Smaller still, not that small. Maybe about that size. And I'm going to put it somewhere really crazy. So I'm zooming in here. And oh no, it'll never work. You can't be serious. Yeah, we're just going to plunk a little tiny face right in the eyeball. And click print up there, boom. And that's pretty small, so it's not going to take very long. 10 seconds. Hit that shiny red button. Don't be shy. And there we go. The laser is cutting the head within an eye. And there you can see it go. And that's about it. So we'll pull this out and look at the results, but it's pretty much just what you'd expect. All right, there we go. And diving in for the big reveal. Let's see if it fits. No. I have a big head. And that is not that big of a head. That one definitely doesn't fit. Hey, thanks for watching. I know this wasn't anything fancy, but it was something that I know a bunch of people wanted to see, and I'm happy to be able to throw it up into a quick video for you to check out. We'll work on getting you some more in-depth and detailed videos soon, but in the meantime, I appreciate you taking the time to watch.